everyone, it is RC3 and today I am going to give you a tour of my island in Hello Kitty Island Adventure. So I'm going to show y'all all my cabins in my Steam save. So starting off with the tour, this is my cabin, or my apartment I should say. I got a bunch of little cabins shoved in here, but I will show y'all my room and all the rest of the cabins. So this is my room. I really like it. Of course it's My Melody themed, because of course it is. I love My Melody. And right next door is the collector's hat room. So this is all the collector's hats that I collected in game, which is all of them, I believe, except for Coggymoon. I'm still working on getting Coggymoon's hat, but everybody else is here. Right next door to that is my Friendship Festival room. This is just a room I built for funsies. This is kind of like my bee cabin. I really like to stay in this cabin sometimes. And upstairs I have my Hello Kitty room, I have my birthday room, and my trophy room. Now my birthday room and trophy room is not complete, but I will still show it to y'all. But my Hello Kitty room is complete, so we'll look at that first. Right next door to Hello Kitty's room is the birthday room, which is not yet complete, but I'll still show it anyway. This is all of the birthday balloons and birthday cakes and party favors that I have so far. But like I said, I'm not complete. I still got a couple more characters put in here. It should be done around May of next year. And last in this apartment would be my trophy room, which is also not complete. I need to make the Wheat Flower Wonderland trophies and the Icy Peak trophies, but everything else is in here. Now over in this little cabin, I have Pam and Tam, but as you guys will see, these rooms aren't my favorite, but I'm still kind of stuck on what to do. Stuck with the Fwishing Well theme, like his requirements are. However, I don't have all the Fwishing furniture yet, and I'm still working on getting it. It's just a matter of I need to fish. But it's still cute. Right next door is Tam's Island, and I tried to keep this the Sunshine Festival theme. I do need to add a couple of more stuff in here, but I think it looks okay right now. But yeah, I definitely need to come back and redo this at some point, but it's still cute. Right across this path here is my Gudetama Museum, or my intended Gudetama Museum. I am not finished with this yet, but I should be finished with it sometime next year. This room is empty right now. This is just kind of just in case I have more Gudetama to add. But for now, they're all in this room here. Moving on to the Cozy Islands, I have Hello Kitty's family in this apartment complex all together, and I have My Melody's family over here. We're going to take a look at Hello Kitty's family first. Downstairs I have Hello Kitty's grandma, grandpa, and dear Daniel, and upstairs I have Mary White, George White, and Mimi White. So we'll go ahead and take a look at Hello Kitty's grandma's cabin first. I actually just redid this cabin on a video, but this cabin has not changed since I've remodeled it. Going right next door is Hello Kitty's grandpa's cabin. Try to stick with the antique theme. I actually really like this cabin. And of course, in this little corner, I have Dear Daniel himself, and this is his cabin. And of course, going upstairs, we have Mary White, Hello Kitty's mom, and this is her cabin. Just basically Hello Kitty vomit, but still quite nice. I really like this cabin too. Going next door, we have George White's cabin, and like Hello Kitty's grandpa, his cabin is this antique vibe. But of course I added a crafting table as well, because why not? I think it fits his vibe here. And of course, in this little corner, we have Mimi White's cabin, and I think this is probably my favorite one, or one of my favorites. I love how this cabin turned out. It really fits her. And going across here, we have My Melody's family in this little apartment complex. In cabin A here, we have My Melody's grandma's cabin, and this cabin actually won a contest, fun fact, but here it is. I love this cabin. Going right next door, we have My Melody's grandpa's cabin, and this cabin is kind of sparse, but I still like it. Just try to go with a little rustic theme here. And of course, going in this little corner, this is the My Melody room, so everything in My Melody is gonna be in this room. Look at this, just pink vomit. I love it. I love this room. And going upstairs, we have My Melody's Mama and Papa's cabin, so we'll go into My Melody's Mama's cabin first. Tried to stick with the cottage vibe, and I think it really turned out quite nice. And of course, last but not least, we have My Melody's Papa's cabin, and this is his cabin. I wasn't 100% sure what to do with his cabin. This is kind of the best I could come up with, but I think eventually I'll get an idea of what to do. So right above My Melody's shop, this cabin's not in use right now, but this cabin up here is my sewing room. This is my little sewing room slash customizer room. I really like it in here. It's just nice and cozy and calming. And of course, across the bridge, we have my spa room, or jacuzzi room, I should say. And this is what that looks like. So just somewhere to come and chillax at the jacuzzi, hang out by the steamer. So those are all my cabins in the Seaside Resort. So we're gonna move on to the Spooky Swamp, and this is Baku's cabin. Tried to stick, of course, with the spooky vibes of Baku, and I absolutely adore this outfit that he's wearing. But this is another one of my favorites. I love this room. Right next door to Baku, I have Kuromi's room, which is quite nice. Nothing is in this cabin as of yet, but I am still brainstorming some ideas of what to put there. Over across from Baku's cabin, we have Piki and Koropi in this little complex here. This is Koropi's room. Of course, I kept it critter themed. I just thought this is the best way to really create something to fit his personality. Right next door is Piki's cabin. Her and Koropi's is very, very similar, but I really wanted to give her a kitchen and a little area to change her clothes. But this is Piki's little room. I think it's so cute. And next door is kind of like a little critter show-off room. I'm not quite done with it, but for the most part, I got what I wanted organized anyway. It's just Critter Wonderland. It's just a neat little cabin for all my critters. On the cliff above the hedge maze, we have some more cabins. Here is where Nobara and Kairosuke and Gata's cabin is. I will show you Gantha's cabin first. I really like Gantha's cabin. This was another character I was kind of stuck on how to decorate, but I found an idea on Pinterest and I kind of ran with it. But I really like how this cabin turned out. Right next door is Kairosuke's cabin. This is his little pirate clothing shop themed. And last but not least, this is Noburun's cabin. Of course, since he's a little bit of a nerd, I decided to give him like a weather classroom vibe. I don't really know, but this cabin works for him in my opinion. I like it. And last but not least, across this way, we have Cherry and Barry's little cabin, and of course they're right next to each other. First, we're gonna look at Cherry's cabin. And right next door is Barry's cabin. Exiting the spooky swamp, now we are going to head to Gemstone Mountain, and over here is Macaroon's room. And since her favorite's the Hug and Hearts event, I decorated it to that. Of course, I actually didn't start playing this game till late February, so I missed the Hug and Hearts event. However, I did get the deluxe edition, so I got this furniture, and I am very glad I got it. And right next door is Ruby and Carl's cabin, and I know Carl's controversial, but I still felt that he deserved something, okay? Like, at least something decent to be next to somebody he knew. So, he did visit my cabin after all, but either way, this is Ruby's cabin. Of course, I did the Gudetama theme, but I feel I need to add a little bit more to this cabin, but I am waiting for the month of May to come back to get some more stuff, because I have more to add to that Gudetama room. Right next door is Carl's cabin. I stuck with like an outdoor rustic camping vibe. I know it's totally safe to have like fire in your room like this. But I like it. Now, this little complex here is actually my gymnasium. Next door is my volleyball court. I tried to combine the two, but I felt like it didn't make sense to have a big net here and the 2 basketball goals, but I still really like this room too. Now over here is Pom Pomeran's Mama and Papa, which both of these cabins, like Pam and Tam's, are due for a remodel here soon. But I think they're passable right now. This is Pom Pomeran's Papa's room. Tried to do an antique vibe. Next door is Pom Pomeran's Mama's cabin. Tried to make this her own little desert boat theme, but with rustic as well. This room's due for a remodel as well, but I don't know quite what to do with this room either, but one day it'll click and I'll get an idea. Alright, so that's enough of Gemstone Mountain. Now we are going to move to Mount Hothead, to Ritsuko's friends and family. And down here in cabin 1, I have Washimi, Gori, and Kibi's cabin here. But Kibi is not a resident yet, so I'm not going to show you their cabin, because the requirements are just shoved in there right now. But Washimi and Gori's cabin, I certainly will show. This is Washimi's cabin. I used the Friendship Festival as an inspiration for her. I think this really fits her, because I feel like she's got this really classy vibe to her. Of course, right next door is Gori's cabin. I kind of just wanted to stick with a purple vibe, and as you can see, I use this Kuromi flooring a lot. I really, really like it, but it fits everything. Moving on to Mount Hothead Cabin 3, we have Puko, Faneko, and Sonoda's cabin. I'm going to show you Puko's cabin. I have not really changed this cabin since I last remodeled it for my video. Still got the Paper Parade theme. Right next door is Faneko's cabin, and I used kind of a plain theme for this one. I used the Nordic furniture. And last but not least, this is Tsunoda's cabin, and I love this cabin. This is another one of my favorites, and you'll see why. Just look, it's so fun in here. I love being in here. And of course, in this little cabin in Hothead Cabin 4, I have the OTMM girls. The first one I'm going to show is Maneka's cabin. And right next door I have Hidaren's cabin. Please forgive me if I do mispronounce these names. I have not seen the show, or I only seen really one episode, so I need to watch the show. I'm sorry. And then, of course, right in this little quarter is Miji's cabin. Up here over in the hot springs, we have Retsuko's mom and Haida in this cabin. Cabin A is Haida, and I gave him like a bachelor pad vibe. Over in this cabin is Haida's cabin, and I gave him like a little bachelor pad rock vibe. I think it turned out pretty cool. And right next door to Haida is Retsuko's mom. Gave her the Days of Plenty theme. I think it turned out super cute, actually. I really like this cabin as well. Of course, now we are moving up to the Cloud Island cabins. In this outer Cloud Island, I have Neko residing. I will not show... Now we're moving on to Cloud Island's cabin. In this outer Cloud cabin, I have Neko residing here. Kuma should be a resident here soon, but they are not moved in quite yet. But for now, I will show you Neko's cabin. I am not quite done with this cabin. I still got more to add, but I am just waiting on more Stardust to come through. One thing about me, I use a lot of Stardust, so I'm just waiting on a little bit more to come through, but I am definitely going to be adding like a crap ton of stars to this room. And now this is all Cinnamoroll's friends that reside here in this, and I did do a little bit of rearranging since my last video, but they're still all up here. In this little apartment complex, I have Espresso, Mocha, Azuki, and Chiffon residing in this cabin. First, I'll show you Espresso. This is his little kawaii cabin. I thought it was super cute, trying to add like a little school library vibe. Right next door to Espresso, I have Mocha. I feel her cabin still needs a little bit more pink, but I am still waiting on Stardust before I can add some pink stars. But this is what I have as of right now, and I'm pretty satisfied with how this cabin turned out. And of course, right next door to Mocha, I have Azuki's cabin. And of course, I stuck with the yummy furniture vibes. I think her cabin's quite adorable. I love this yummy furniture. Right upstairs, I have Chiffon. I am meaning to add 2 more rooms here. I just haven't decided what to add quite yet. But for now, this is Chiffon's room. Next, I have this little room here. I have Cappuccino and Coco and Nuts residing here. So I will show you Coco's room. It's right here and it's so adorable. I love this room. Right next door to Coco's room is Nuts, and this is his room. I think it's quite adorable too, but I just like Coco's a little bit better. I'm not really sure why. And last in this little complex is Cappuccino's room. I was reading that his dream was to be a captain, or at least he talks about it a lot, so I gave him a little bit of a pirate cloud theme. And I just now realized I forgot to add a fish to this little aquarium. That's kind of sad, but I'll add one real quick. Now, in this little complex next door, I have Poron residing here, but I do intend on putting Kurune and Milk in here. Kurune's just taking a sweet time moving in my island, but I do have a cabin for him nonetheless. Of course, I try to stick with the dreamy vibe with her, of course, but pink added because I don't know, I just felt like that fit her. Right next door to Poron, I have a little cinema roll room and a classroom set up for everybody in this cabin. This first room I'm going to show you is the little schoolroom I have set up for them. And in this cabin will be Cinema Roll's room. Next door is the Cinema Roll room. Now, I do have a couple of Rainbow Reef cabins set up, but nobody is exactly living here. So this is my under the sea cabin in this cabin here. Don't actually have anything in this cabin as of yet. I'm still thinking about what to put in here, but this cabin is a little fashion showcase room, just full of random outfits that I created. And that is all for the Rainbow Reef cabins. Now we are moving on to Wheat Flower Wonderland. And I am not quite done finishing all these cabins, but I do have a majority of them complete, so I'll show you them. This room right here is the 50th anniversary celebration room. Kind of need to add a little bit more to it, but I think now it really is cute looking. I just wish the 50th anniversary celebration lasted longer. It was really, really criminally short. And of course, last but not least, up here is Kagimun's room. Next up, I have the Merry Meadows cabins. Right over here in the first cabin, I have Aro and Roseanne residing here. I decided to put them next to each other since Roseanne's requirement was for Aro to be a resident, so I thought they had like a friendship going on, so I just decided to put them next door. But this is Aro's cabin. I'm not sure how I feel about the meadow furniture, but I think this cabin is pretty cute nonetheless. It's not quite finished yet, but I think as of right now, it still works. And then of course, this is Roseanne's cabin. Try to give her the dreamy vibes since she did create flowers on Cloud Island. Over in the main cabin area, this cabin's still locked because strawberry crates are extremely expensive to open these. But in this cabin, I have Lou, Poco, and Let's residing here. And here is Lou's cabin. He likes the Color Blaze festival, so I decided to go with the Color Blaze theme. So bright colors for sure. Next door is Poco's cabin. His cabin is currently unfinished. I am waiting for the Luck and Lantern celebration to come. And of course, last in this little complex is Lutz's cabin. Like Aro, I kind of stuck with the meadow theme, and his isn't quite finished yet because I need more meadow furniture, but this is what I have so far with him. And next door, I have Chico, Marin, and Nina's cabin. And Chico's cabin's right here. I wanted to do the springtime celebration for her. Then next door is Nina. I gave her the Imagination Celebration theme, which is another awesome event. I cannot wait to come back. And last but not least, this is Marin's cabin. Alright, last area is Icy Peak. I don't have too many cabins up here yet, but I think, I don't know, I never know what to put up here, but in this cabin is my log cabin room. And in this cabin, this is my Christmas themed, or excuse me, Give and Gather themed cabin. Over in this cabin, this is the Jam Jamboree cabin, so my little shop. I was kind of wondering where to put this cabin, but I thought Icy Peak was best because it kind of gives me like a ski resort convenience store vibe. I don't know, but this is what it looks like. Okay, everyone, that is my island tour. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making these cabins. Anyway, if you really enjoyed this video, give me a like and subscribe, and let me know what your favorite cabin is. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!